Good morning and happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Tri-State Traffic Show. Down here in the Tri-State Traffic Center. 7:04 now is our time on a back to work, back to school, back to like everything here Tuesday morning. We welcome you to the big broadcast. We're live on Facebook and YouTube here this morning, off to another pleasant start, albeit a little chilly out there, into the 40s for most of our viewing area this morning. So definitely the heated steering wheel and the heated seats are probably a must. You can probably get away with a fleece because it's going to be fairly nice later today into the mid 60s. Jon Rocco is back with us on the air here this morning from the Rutgers Weather Center. He'll be here in about 10, 11 minutes or so, around 7:15 with the first check of our forecast. So it's good to see Johnny back in the Weather Center with us. This morning, again, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, so come join us, join the party. I won't be on until 9 o'clock this morning because there is, unfortunately, quite a bit of traffic and incidents and things happening all over the place here this morning. So let's get right to it. But before we do that, we have to say this half hour is sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, I should say. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. Head on over to the shop, I should say, in Cranford, New Jersey, 22 North Avenue West, and head to his website, CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. All right, with that said, let's get to the action here this morning. And we're seeing just a ton of traffic. Incident-wise, there's a lot going on here in New Jersey. Is it not to be expected? I mean, it is just a little crazy out here this morning. So we go to 42 north in towards 55, about 30 to 40 minutes there, a delay. East on 80, that's a new crash, just happened 5 minutes ago. Eastbound at 42, that's for 287. Also 47 is shut down in Vineland, both ways around Park Avenue. Eastbound on 78, major problem there with a crash taking out the left lane in Berkeley Heights. Also a building fire on 40, both directions near the AC Expressway in Egg Harbor. Everything is shut. Follow the detour there. 35 is shut both ways, actually just northbound at Bangs Avenue in Neptune Township. That's with a down utility pole until noon today. And then we've got 70 emergency construction westbound out by Springdale Road in Cherry Hill. And there's the northbound down pole. All right, so let's go to this crash here on 80. Populate that. Now, there is definitely a camera. Now, whether it works or not, trouble with the cameras here this morning. So it looks like it's before 42 as you come kind of around that corner. Here we go again with these cameras. Don't understand why one day they work, one day they don't. It's just, I just don't get it. I don't understand why. I'm not sure what the story is. I saw this camera with the crash just a few before we came on the air. Should be right. That's the thing. 3 minutes ago, this camera was working, and now it's completely gone. All right, so let's map it out. So look at the delays here now. This is the eastbound side, getting into 44 around Diamond Hill Road. It's almost right at the camera. There's no exit going east, but it's 44 going west. So we're backed up all the way through Hillcrest Road and exit 40. So that's probably going to add at least another 15, 20 minutes to your ride. I think if you can get over to 22, is going to be the easier ride out of Watchung, Scotch Plains, but then just be aware as you come in towards Mountainside, you're going to hit the brakes coming into New Providence Road. Now, while we're here, we'll take a look at your parkway is fairly crowded already. You know, everyone's back to the grind here, heading northbound from about 135 into 140. Let's go to the 80 crash. You can see what that's doing, the traffic all the way back to exit 30. mixed in with the heavy volume and the sun glare starting to creep into the picture here at Route 15. 206 is heavy getting south into Roxbury and Mount Olive. So this is just, yeah, quite a bit of traffic there heading east. And then the Parkway doing what it does best, 144 up to 150. Then we've got a lot of this traffic as well. Some of this, again, is this port traffic, I think, is part of the issue. Coming south here on 19, coming around exit for the port. See, Port Newark is just jammed. North on the turnpike, heavy into 13, 13A, all the way up through 14. Both ways to 508. It's only one lane there east of the Eastern Spur, so look for that. We head to Route 3, some sun glare at 17. Both ways to 17, really busy here for some reason out by the Bendick Steiner. I don't know why. I think it's just some volume now. 17 out in Rochelle Park. Looking at some delays there at Central Avenue, but 208 so far, so good. North on 287, busy in the 208 because that actually goes east. So you're seeing sun glare there. 23, 80 through Patterson, moving fine. 46, heavy at the Route 3 split and merge. 280 is looking good. 24 so far, so good. 78 and 287, things are fine. Let's go into Central Jersey. 287 is good. 202, 206, normal delays getting through Hillsborough. Let's go to 35 here. It looks a little tough out through the Old Bridge area, Cliffwood Beach, Lawrence Harbor. It's a lot of slow traffic through that location. Parkway Turnpike moving fine. Head down into Neptune here. Let's see what the 35 closure is doing. By Bangs Avenue, which I believe is Route 66. I think it's right in here. Right in here. It's not really causing that big of a problem, drivers, so that's good news. The Turnpike Parkway is good. It's this 55 colossal nightmare. 42 at 55 right there, that crash. I mean, just look what it's doing to everything else around it. On 168, same thing with, what is this here? This is Clemens Bridge Road. Just getting completely whacked here. Just ton of traffic. I mean, this is at least 45 minutes or more on 42 just to get up to the Turnpike and 295. I mean, it's just catastrophic delays with this crash. Hopefully everyone's okay, but 168 is taking all of the extra volume heading up in towards the 295 interchange. We can try to populate this camera again. I wish I knew what the story was, why this is not working. It's like the camera would show us a lot. At least they get a handle as far as what, I just don't know. That one works. So why doesn't this one work? Unless they took the camera out of service, that could be, that could be too. 42 at 41. No, 55 looks like at Deptford Center. Nothing. All righty then. So we've got a lot going on here in New Jersey, but it's kind of like, well, what else is new, right? I mean, everyone's back. Cape May County, Atlantic County, Atlantic City, we're in the clear. So is the ride through Toms River, Ocean County on the Parkway is fine. Let's populate New Jersey Transit now, see what we have cooking here this morning. And at the Jon of the Weather Center here in about 2 minutes time. Everything is on or close to schedule. Good news there. Path. Last time I looked, we were on close to schedule. Mandatory Hackensack River Bridge lifting today, 9:30 to 10:30, and then 12:30 to 1:30. That is looking good. All right, so let's go to the New York City incident page here. Quick look at that. No matching records. That's some good news. Do a quick scan to see if we see anything out of the ordinary before heading to Jon. Expressway across Staten Island is heavy. Into the Verrazano. What else is new? North on the West Shore is busy. Bell Parkway, I think something's going on here by Flatbush Avenue. Yeah. Let's go to dots to the cameras. And we'll see what we've got cooking here. I can't really see anything going east. I think it's just before it. It's just before. I don't know why there isn't any, and there's no cameras that are working there either. Okay. So we'll widen this up. It's just before Flatbush Avenue, but we're well back to Ocean Parkway. Westbound, some rubbernecking delays in the area. Inbound Gowanus is heavy through Industry City. It's steady moving traffic. It's not bumper to bumper until you get to the top of the world, and we're heavy there all the way up to the BQE both ways. Battery Tunnel's about 10 minutes or so. Our normal problems here on the BQE at the Kosciuszko Bridge, Midtown Tunnel is about 10. Same thing at the Ed Koch. FDR Drive heavy at the RFK, and then further south down into the 70s or so. West of the Grand Central is heavy, passing LaGuardia. West of the LIE is really busy, straight out of Long Island, all the way out to Queens Boulevard. So is the Grand Central. Van Wyck is heavy here, coming out of the airport. West on the Belt is heavy at the airport. Look at the Cross Island, a disaster here, coming from the southern state on up to the LIE. The Bronx, normal morning here on the westbound Cross Bronx, southbound Bruckner. Hutch is heavy here, heading south. So is the Bruckner, Bronx River Parkway, the Deegan Way combination, Sawmill, Henry Hudson. Everything is heavy coming into the Bronx. We're back to normal there. All right, so we are also back to normal with our weather. So let's head to the Weather Center and talk to Mr. Rocco. Got a little different look here for the morning. For the morning, he was having some trouble. He told me last night with the recording computer. So has a little bit of a different look, but I think I like it. So say warm welcome to our guy, Chief Meteorologist in Training, Mr. Jon Rocco. Good morning.
Good morning, Don. We have some issues with our recording equipment still today, so we're going to do this by phone. As we take a look at our headlines here this morning, we have a great start to the week on this Tuesday, but we do have some rain on the way for Thursday before temperatures cool down by the time we get into this weekend. So for this morning, there may be some patchy fog out there, but overall, it's a pretty decent start, and we have more sun on the way this afternoon and evening. That'll change going into Thursday. I'll talk about that later on. So for today, we have 71 for Sussex, Piscataway at around 72, 69 down in Atlantic City, 73 over in Camden, and as we go into New York, 70 degrees there, 66 for Islip, Milford, Connecticut at about 67, 70 over toward White Plains. For tonight's lows, we have temperatures in the 40s to around 50 degrees, 43 in Sussex, 46 in Trenton and Toms River at around 48. A little bit warmer there toward the shoreline at about 50 in Atlantic City and 55 in Wildwood. Islip at around 51, same for Milford. White Plains 49 and New York City at around 51. Tropics watch here, not much going on here, but in the southwest Gulf of Mexico, 10% chance for tropical cyclone formation over the next 5 days. Probably not going to happen, but just something to highlight. And that rain last week really put a dent in a lot of the drought for much of the region, especially in southern New Jersey. Went from a moderate drought down to just abnormally dry. Still looking at that severe drought, though, in central New Jersey for Middlesex and Monmouth County, as well as much of Long Island and up into northwestern Connecticut and the Hudson Valley as well. But the good news is we have more rain on the way later on this week, and I'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, John. Nice job there. I kind of like the look, a little bit of a different vibe to the Weather Center. So, John, thank you, sir, for joining us here once again on the Tri-State Traffic Show. Always good to see John in the Weather Center. He's our Chief Meteorologist in Training for the Tri-State Traffic Show, coming to you live from Rutgers University in New Brunswick. So this half hour is sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. Head over to see Ralph, our good friend Ralph, at 22 North Avenue West for some of this wonderful ice cream. The best in the land: cotton candy, ice cream, peach mango sorbet. The sorbets, I think, are kind of running out now. The last time I spoke to him a couple weeks ago, he said he was kind of running those down, just because it's making room for some of the fall flavors, and also it's more of a summer warm weather type ice cream or type frozen treat. So the peach mango sorbet and the lemon and the blood orange are probably running down here this morning. Party cake, cookie dough, just wonderful stuff. You can see all the wonderful toppings here: M&Ms, Reese's Pieces, as well as the rainbow sprinkles. So just delicious stuff, along with these wonderful toppings: the peanut butter, the marshmallow toppings, the candied walnuts, as well as our different fruits that you can stick on to your sundaes. Another key item for Ralph is the all occasion cake. He sells a lot of birthday cakes and just celebration cakes. I mean, a ton of these. So just the pillowy soft vanilla ice cream, the chocolate crunchies in the center. Small round serves from about 4 to 8, larger in between 10 to 12, and the monster sheet cake at about 40 people. I mean, 40 people. You need like a commercial freezer in order to keep that thing from melting on you. Yeah, it's not something you bring out to the picnic without risking the chance of losing it. He also has these wonderful ice cream sandwiches, the chocolate chipwiches, and the flying saucers. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone: frozen yogurt, sugar-free options, dairy-free options with the sorbets, and the pineapple and raspberry Dole whips. So definitely head over to 22 North Avenue West in historic Cranford, New Jersey. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com is the website. So dial him in here today. Head on over if you are in the New Jersey area. You will not be disappointed. We thank Ralph for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right, so let's get back to our action here this morning at 7:21. Can't believe it's 7:21 already. Let's bring this in here this morning. I know you're not looking at just a blank screen because there is a crash here on Long Island, and this is going to be on the westbound side of the southern at Eagle Ave. At exit 18, center lane is out. Buenos dias, Auntie Anna. Yes, good morning. For John, is it possible to make a forecast of winter predictions? I will pass that along to Mr. Rocco. I'll email him after the show, and we'll see what the weather watchers can do. That's a good question, Anna. I'm curious myself, because I really hope that there's not a whole lot of snow, because maybe it's the old age or what, I don't know, but it's I'm not really feeling the snow these days. Not feeling it, especially I don't know, maybe it's just my particular housing condition or whatever you want to call it, that the parking lot is usually not taken care of at times, and trying to negotiate out of the parking lot can be a real challenge. Plus, it's just one big pain in the what to have to shovel snow. So hopefully there is a bit of a mild winter. Now, again, I mean, we do need the snow to kind of give the nitrates and the nutrients to the grass and all the other vegetation around. Kind of gives a blanket, kind of protects everything in certain cases. So we do need the snow, but just a couple inches here and there I'm fine with, but it's just those bigger dumpings of snow where you get a foot and a half, and then it stays cold for 2 weeks, and the stuff just sticks around. You can't drive in it. You can't find parking. Oh, it's just anyway. So Anna, she says, let's see here. And I definitely agree with the snow. Love the beauty of the snow, but dislike shoveling. Absolutely. Oh, it's a real horror show. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Definitely dislike the shoveling. No questions about that. All right, so that's we will pass that along to Johnny, and we'll see what we can come up with. So let's go out to Long Island. You saw that crash there on the southern state going west this morning. Actually, you know what? We really didn't, quite frankly. I don't think that camera had it. I was looking at something else because there was another vehicle that was going east. So it's right in here. See the flashing lights and this ridiculous engineering of stupidity here for the southern state, where you're down on here and then you go underneath the railroad bridge, the overpass, I should say, and then you come up. We'll just hang with them for a second. I don't know where they're going with that. So the center lane is certainly not blocked anymore. It's just the shoulder on the right side. But then you come up this large hill, which is just notorious for traffic all the time. As you head out to overpass, that's just a weird way that was engineered. But again, then we're probably going 70 years ago or so. So yes, that's why we're heavy back to the Meadowbrook and some general volume as well. I mean, the LIE is busy from 40 straight all the way to Queens Boulevard. Northbound on the Meadowbrook is heavy into the westbound Northern. The Wantagh is jammed here from 135 up to the Northern, westbound Northern heavy at 106, and then east on the Southern State Parkway, a lot of sun glare getting into Eagle Avenue, all the way through the Meadowbrook into the Wantagh. West is heavy from 109 to 135. LIE seeing a lot of volume as well, getting out to Deer Park Avenue. And again, some volume getting into Vets Highway, Sunrise Highway heavy here at the merge this morning. That's normal. East on Sunrise Highway, we're busy here. Hampton Bays, Shinnecock Hills, Tuckahoe Watermill into Flanders. Going east on 24 is really crowded. The North Shore, we're also looking pretty good on 25 through Southold, Cutchogue, and Mattatuck. One of these days, I like to get out that way. Let's go to Connecticut now. Dial in the Connecticut incident page, and I didn't see anything while John was doing weather. Newtown westbound 84, shoulder is closed there with a crash. Waterbury 84, 2221. So Bridgeport normal delays 27 through 11. We'll go 27 straight down to 6. There's really no relief in between there. Then we'll take it 48 through 37. So just our typical bacchanal traffic. Bridgeport, Fairfield, I mean, just the normal hotspots here. There's nothing out of the playbook here. Running the normal playbook. Yeah, I know it's Long Island Sound. Through Stamford is heavy. So, definitely just a busy ride throughout southwestern Connecticut. We'll go up to 84. We'll check out that disaster here with that crash out by exit 11. Hopefully everyone's okay, but Steph ride right there. Let's go to the cameras. Maybe we'll be able to see something. And if you were with me yesterday, unfortunately, I was going to go to the car show yesterday. Went to the location in Linden. Some sort of police activity of some type was surrounding there it is on 84. That's going east though. West between 9 and 8. Maybe the camera's on the other side. They're shooting across. I see. Ow. Traffic close to the camera is going west, but it says direction east. Okay. So there it is. And it's causing some massive delays behind it off of my Google Maps. So anyway, unfortunately they shut down the whole area. So I couldn't get to the car show last night. It was a shame because it was a beautiful night and supposed to be the Halloween night, and it was going to be a lot of fun, I think. But hopefully, whatever was going on, everyone's all right. I don't know exactly what took place, but they had the place on lockdown. There must have been 50 cops. There was cars from 3 different towns, the county prosecutor. I mean, it was just all over the place. So, but anyway, so hopefully in 2 weeks we'll be able to wrap up the season there. East along 287, looking at some heavy traffic into White Plains and then across the Tappan Zee Bridge southbound throughway as you get from 14 down into the bridge. The throughway is good all through Orange and Rockland counties, even 84. The Beacon Bridge also fine, but just be careful, maybe some fog up in this location because as we go to the Hudson River, the Hudson Valley, I should say, coming up on 7:30 now, we're looking at some foggy conditions at the Mid Hudson Beacon Bridge, Van Winkle. So yeah, so a little bit of fog settling in. There, I think there's a camera on 84. Uh, as we switch sponsors here for this half hour of programming, we will go to the Shaved Cave, 1471 Route Road in Clark. 908-325-6283. Follow my guy Omar there on Instagram at ChopGod, GODDD, for the best haircut in the tri-state. Also on Maxim Motor Cars, 303 West Clinton Street, which is Route 15 out in Dover. And take a look at his website, MaximMotorCarsLLC.com, and 973-620-9060 is the phone number. All right, so we wanted to go to, just wanted to see if we could even populate any of this fog. Let's see. Let's see if this camera shows anything. Yeah, you can see some of the fog there in the distance. Yeah, absolutely. It clears up once you get to the other side. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Hmm. That's definitely some limited visibility there. Oh, yeah. Fog has really settled in through the Beacon Bridge. That's the Mid Hudson. Oh, there's no cameras at the Mid Hudson bridges. Hmm. That's okay there. Is that the Mid Hudson Bridge or the Rip Van Winkle? Van Winkle. Hmm. So that really gives you our best. I would imagine that the Bear Mountain Bridge is probably that situation with fog as well. Yeah. So, all right. So that's kind of what we're dealing with through the Hudson Valley a little bit. And then 684 is jammed from Brewster all the way down into Katona. 684, we're fine all the way down into Purchase. Yonkers here this morning, looking a little busy here on the cross county, but everything into the Bronx River Parkway, throughway to the Deegan, Sawmill and the Henry Hudson. The Hutch here just jammed getting out to, I think, crash there now being reported. So let's go to the cameras there. Dial that in. Dial. Who dials anything anymore? Let's go. Come on. I hope Apple brings out some sort of computer soon. I'm just trapped. Well, good computer, it still works, but just not for the workload that I need to do it. Because I want to do some video editing on this machine as well. Jammed getting up. That's 95. It's got to be right in here somewhere. No, it's the same camera. It's got to be right in here in some capacity. That's a good shot. I can't tell whether it's 95 or it's the Hutch. I think it's 95 has got the crash. really sure. It's obviously going south. It's on 95. It's 95 north just before Pelham Parkway. Okay. Populate that. It's got to be right in here. They got the camera turned in the wrong direction. All right. Anyway, we'll come off of that. No need to fiddle with that. So that's the problem there. Let's go to the MTA. We haven't checked in with them yet. So it looks like we're playing fairly nicely here, except for some planned reroutes in the 5 and the D. Let's go to the rails this morning. We'll dial that in. Everything is on or close to schedule. What's this Wasaic planned substitute busing? Southeast and Wasaic. That's for some track maintenance there. Be on the lookout. Okay. So that's fine. 7:35 now is our time. Let's see what we want to do. Oh, let's go to the Hudson River crossings. I forget those, right? Because everybody goes to New York, right? Holland is an hour. George is about 40, 25 to 30 at the Holland Tunnel. And so there we have it. Let's go back to New Jersey again. Let's see what the situation is here now. It's up a little bit. It's just easier to see. You can see it on your end. I'll go one more. All right. So we got stuff everywhere. Let us actually increase the incidence to populate. So we got debris here, southbound Parkway with Judy Bloom rest area and wall. 47 is still shut northbound south of Landis Avenue in Vineland. Turnpike outside exit interchange 15E. 2 center lanes are blocked. 17 both ways north of Moonachie Avenue and Woodridge. All lanes are closed. That's a big one there. Truck lanes north. 13 is a crash. 35 is shut, heading north at Bangs Ave and Neptune. 35 is closed. Again, we already got that. But the 55 crash is gone. So is the 78 debacle. Let's go to Turnpike here. This is a hit here on the truck side before 13. Unfortunately, I don't have any cameras there. So if you're coming off the Driscoll Bridge out of Middlesex County, the better play is to stay with the Parkway, albeit the heavy traffic here, which may already be some alternate volume. Maybe some alternate volume getting into the Linden area. We've also got heavy traffic still residual east on 78. As we get out to exit in the area of Diamond Hill Road, Berkeley Heights, just before on the approach to Summit through the Watchung Reservation, we've got heavy traffic there. And that is because of an earlier crash. But that's out of the way now. Let's, what was the other one that we were dealing with? 80. It's just a disaster from Roxbury all the way to Parsippany. I mean, we'll check out the travel times in a second, but you can see everybody is pretty much back to the grind, back to work, back to school. Just our typical delays pretty much across the board. The accident here at 15E on the, okay. So let's do this. Turnpike cameras work. At least we think they do. Let's just dial those in here at 7:38 and want to go to 15. Well, they've got the camera zoomed in. What they're actually looking at, if they will widen the camera out a little bit. I don't know if my buddy Goody is still working there, but showing us back of the tractor trailer. So I'm thinking it's on the exit ramp to truck routes 1 and 9. Let's just let this truck get out of the way. Maybe that's the accident right there with the truck and that Volkswagen Jetta. Back in the day, like the Jetta was like the car to go to. I digress. First time in a while. Eastern Spur 15E. So you're heavy coming off, getting into Kearney this morning. In Newark, let's go to the show us anything. This is at 15X. This is 1618E with an hour delay into the Lincoln Tunnel. Oof, to that. Wow. I have cameras here at well, let's see, north of 13. It's really south of 13 is the problem, and there's no cameras there. And this is at the plaza. It's amazing how they have cameras up and down here, but they will not put them on the website. I don't know. Obviously, maybe it's a cost thing, or I don't know. So there we go with that. It's right here, exiting for truck routes 1 and 9. Let's see what else we can populate. Oh, the 17. Moonachie, we know that has cameras. And I want to go back to that homepage too for the travel times. Plus, it looked like there was an alert for Ewing Township as well. Moonachie Road. Let's see if this camera works. Can we get a drum roll? It does. So that is just north of Moonachie Road. Williams Avenue. This is up at the Bendick Steiner. Work. But that is shut both directions. It looks like there is, we saw this earlier and I was thinking there had to be something going on, but nothing really kind of populated there. Let's see here. This is past Franklin Avenue. They're saying north, so it's saying it crashes on both sides. Possible out by Teterboro, so you got to be careful coming out of Lodi. This is going to be a bit of a sticky situation here. 17 now. Coming down from Essex Street. Let's go to the 80 camera. I don't think that's going to show us anything. Let's see. 17 south. Is that by the Bada Bing? Here. Northbound is jammed. It's not really showing us much. All right, so 7:42 is our time. We're going to take a quick break here this morning. I'm going to roll John's weather now because I had to take a quick break, and back in just a few minutes. So, John, take it away. Here's your 7-day.
Good morning, Don, and to all of our viewers here on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We have another great day on the way for today, so let's get right into it. Highs today in the low and middle 70s inland, 71 over towards Sussex, 72 in Trenton, Camden at around 73, a little bit cooler down in Wildwood at around 66, Atlantic City at 69. We also have 66 over toward Islip on Long Island, Milford, Connecticut at about 67. For your overnight lows tonight, we have 43 in Sussex, 51 over toward New York City, 47 in Piscataway, Toms River at about 48, over toward Islip, Long Island at around 51, same for Milford, White Plains and the Hudson Valley area at around 49 degrees for your overnight low. As we take a look at the tropics, again, not much going on. Very low chance of formation over the next 5 days in the southwest Gulf of Mexico. Probably won't happen, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. I mentioned we have some more rain on the way later this week. That is not today, nor is it Wednesday, but the clouds will increase later Wednesday night. And as we go into Thursday, we do have some rain showers on the way. You can see them out in western Pennsylvania in the morning. They'll make their way through the region Thursday evening and Thursday night. So hopefully that'll put more of a dent in the drought conditions, but it probably won't add up to much in the way of rainfall. In the 10-day period starting today, we are looking for cooler than normal temperatures, and we'll get to that in your 7-day in just a minute. Right now, if you want to go apple picking later on this weekend, we're going to take a look at that outlook. Temperature is going to be around the mid and upper 70s, so all green apples there for that forecast. Plenty of sunshine as well. There's that rain on Thursday evening and Thursday night. We'll clear it out for Friday and the weekend with temperatures right around those middle and upper 70s, getting down into 60s, getting down into the low 60s for Monday. That is your forecast. Let's send it back over to Don Smith.
Thank you, Johnny. We are actually going to take a very quick break. I will be right back here momentarily. So stay tuned. All right, all right. We are back here this morning. Let me just take down the. We'll be back because we are back here this morning. All right, so let's do our sponsors here on a Tuesday morning. Want to dial up the Shaved Cave, 1471 Raritan Road, 908-325-6283, conveniently located off the Garden State Parkway between exits 135 and 136. So head on over there for the your best manly grooming needs for Shaved Cave, for your fades, as well as hot towel shave, which I really go for. Haven't had a good straight edge razor shave in a long time. Probably the last time was when uh, my boy the G Man and I, who grew the beards out for Movember, should do that again for Movember. Uh, and they the brought in another barbershop. Wasn't the Shave Cave because the Shave Cave wasn't even open existence then, but this was 2018, I think, and that was a lot of fun growing out the beards and the whole deal. And so yeah, that was a whole big segment. I have that somewhere. Can't really post it to the channel because it's not really my video. But anyway, I haven't had a straight edge razor shave like that in a long time. But boy, that does feel good. So yes, Shave Cave will take care of that. Again, it's a classic barbershop with a modern flair to it. 1471 Raritan Road in beautiful Clark. Again, between exits 135 and 136. You can get it off of Raritan Road there on either exit off the GSP, Garden State Parkway. And go talk to my man Omar. He's in the center. Or talk to any of the fine fellows. They'll take care of you here at the Shaved Cave. Follow them here on their Facebook page. But definitely make an appointment to call that phone number 908-325-6283. Definitely make an appointment to for your time, their time, just to maximize it. But they are busy all the time. Sometimes I drive past the shop and they are busy, just packed all the time. So, and Alex is the owner, real nice guy as well, big sports fan. So they're all big sports fans in there, especially basketball, baseball. So Alex is the owner, and Omar is right here. This is Alex here. Not sure the other fellow on the other end, the gentleman in the chair there is, but yeah, definitely head over to the Shave Cave, 1471 Raritan Road in Clark. Thank them for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. Let's go to Maxim Motors. This is our friend Nick and his father Anthony, 973-620-9060 on West Clinton Street, which is Route 15 out in Dover, New Jersey, and Morris County, between Route 46 and Route 80. For a quality used vehicle. Again, not everyone can afford, a $40,000 vehicle. So, he has some later model vehicles with some higher mileage, but, he picks the best of the best for what he can bring into the shop. Again, it's a smaller shop, only has about 10, 12 vehicles. That's about all the space he has for it, but he handpicks them all and gets them fully detailed, gets them thoroughly mechanically checked out by a qualified mechanic. And, like this Ford Focus, that's a new one there, 6,500. 2016 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now, it certainly has a lot of mileage on it at 18.5, but in really nice condition there. He's got the Forester, he's got the Taurus, the Mustang. These are the cars that we've seen. So those are the two new ones there. He sold the Honda and he sold the Toyota RAV4, Jeep Renegade. So, he has a little bit of everything to offer. Sometimes he'll bring in those special vehicles like a special Corvette or some other classic kind of car to sell. I think if I remember speaking to him, sometimes we'll get those from like maybe either an estate sale or a collector looking to make room for some more vehicles. Sometimes, they just collect cars like they collect books or whatever. It's just another hobby. a lot of folks, and I just run out of space. It's an expensive hobby to do. Trust me, with this car, it's an expensive deal, but it's fun. But anyway, head over to Maxim Motor Cars, 973-620-9060, 303 West Clinton Street in Dover. It's 46 and Route 80. That's Route 15 out in Morris County. uh, Give him a holler and check out the inventory on his website, MaximMotorCarsLLC.com. We thank Nick and Anthony for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. Let's go back to our maps now this morning. Let's go back to the incident pages here. Let me dial in the comments here this morning. Connor Chung, good morning to you, sir. Route 18 near Edgeboro Road is a messy commute. Yes, it is, sir. We'll show you the camera there along Route 18. Let's bring that in. Hopefully the camera will work at Edgeboro. It always is for some reason. I think it's just the way it merges in with, ooh, that is ugly. That was actually going south, I think. Coming to Edgeboro. Camera doesn't work now. Here it is at the turnpike. Let's see what that is. It would be nice if we could, but we can't. Narracon Plaza, Nakatomi Plaza. 18 at Route 1. That seems to be moving fairly nicely. All right, so let's go back to our I'm gonna bring in this. There we go. Go back now to the incident page in New Jersey. Every time we populate the incident page, it gets worse. Walt Whitman Bridge both ways. There's a crash on the bridge. The turnpike north, just south of 13. The truck lanes northbound have a crash, still being cleared. It's on the shoulder. Both directions in Moonachie Avenue. We saw some traffic getting through there, but it is a pretty tight ride out from Franklin Ave down to just north of Moonachie Avenue. 295 southbound at 65. All lanes are open. Vehicle off the roadway. 47 is still Park Avenue, Landis. Show you that on the map. So that's just pretty much a local detour. Or you can maybe go with 55 as well. Get you past that this morning. Okay. And in the Parkway, heading south at 98. One left lane open to traffic. That's it. Maybe. Let's see. Go to the Parkway cameras and see what we've got. Plaza than anything else, and this is out at 98. So I don't see anything. I have a feeling whatever it is was cleared. So we're coming up on the top of 8 o'clock this morning. You're watching the Tri-State Traffic Show. Welcome to the broadcast here this morning. This half hour, once again, is sponsored by Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, 22 North Avenue West in Cranford. 908-272-3000 is Ralph's phone number. Give him a call for some of the best ice cream in the tri-state. Let's go back down to this 55 Bacchanal this morning. And there's your Walt Whitman. It's all jacked. It's all jacked and tuned here because of that crash getting into Philly. So if you can make your way to the Ben Franklin, which I think a lot of our friends are actually doing now because that is just jammed as well. South Jersey really getting hit hard here along 295, heading north up towards exit 29 or so, in the 30. Actually, the turnpike, I should say, excuse me. And that is the turnpike going south. Pardon me. This is just the way it looked really quick. It looked like it was north. So southbound here on the turnpike is heavy into interchange 4. And both ways here out between exits 29 and 30 is heavy. 168 is settling down a little bit because of the crash cleared, but again, 42 up to 55 in the westbound 76, all because of the issues at the Walt Whitman. So that's just destroying traffic all the way on to 42. Let's go back to the travel time app here at exactly 8 o'clock. Watching the Tri-State Traffic Show this morning, and we're live here on Facebook and YouTube, so come join the party. Just wanted to show you this 10 a.m. Friday, 295 North and Ewing will have a double right lane closure for 48 hours from Bear Tavern Road, exit 75 to the Pensy line on the main approach bridge. That's going into Philadelphia. Is it going to Philly or is it coming back? No, it's going into Philadelphia. Okay. Let's do this. Interstates 76 West is just oof. 55, it's well over a half an hour. Ouch. That's ugly. And 78, about 15 minutes or so of the Parkway over the Bay Extension. That's Sunglare. 80 East, lots of red here. From Route 15 to 287, that's about double the time, about 10 minutes there. And 287 to the Parkway is another 10 minutes. George, again, is about a half an hour. Other the Turnpike to 78, that's running about 10, 12 minutes. Let's see here. It's 46 of travel times. Road to 287. Okay. A mile and a half they have traffic on. Okay. One. Hmm. All righty. All right, so let's go back to the maps now. This is just a train wreck. Atlantic City, Parkway, Seattle City, Avalon, Wildwood, Cape May. There's somebody out there as usual, all throughout Ocean, Atlantic counties. Parkway through Monmouth, Turnpike is fine. 29 getting into the Trenton Tunnel. We are busy this morning. It's a major no go to the Turnpike as well. That's good. 18, as Connor said, is always a mess getting into Edgeboro Road, then you get into Route 1. We go 287 right off of 440 is heavy both ways, getting out towards Durham Avenue around exit 5 or so. And then further to the west, we're just jacked up here both ways, getting into exit 13 south of 28 at Somerville. Boundbrook, 206 through Duke Farms, Hillsborough, 202, that's busy. Route 22 is good. Some sun glare getting into the picture now out through Old Wick Road, 24 on over towards 26, Rattlesnake Bridge Road. But the western sections of the state look fine. Just be aware, 78, they're going to be doing that rock blasting again between exit 7 through 11. That's going to set up probably roughly around 10 a.m. this morning, give or take. 46 in Independence, Hackettstown is good. 80 is fine. All the way from the Gap through Alamucci, Frelinghuysen, Blairstown. Then we hit the brakes here going east of 30 all the way to 42. Actually continues on to 280. That's how bad that delay is. Again, a lot of sun glare, a lot of volume. It's 8 o'clock. Everyone's getting to work, getting to school. 206 heading south into Flanders is a mess. Eastbound 10 is just jacked up here. Coming out of the Victory Gardens area, Dover, all the way in towards 202. So is 46. Some delays getting through Dover. This is where Maxim Motor Cars is right there. Through Dover, out through Rockaway, 287 going south, Montville, Boonton, heading into Parsippany, getting all the way out to basically onto eastbound 24. Look how heavy all of this is. Oof. Just a lot of traffic there. Holy cow. West is heavy at the mall at Short Hills, 78 both ways here Local lanes are busy. 22 East here in Mountainside is crowded into New Providence Road. Northbound Parkway is just jammed here from 132 straight up to 153. A lot of alternate volume coming off that turnpike crash at 13, which is now on the shoulder, but this is heavy from 11 straight up to 15, 14 or so. Bay Extension is heavy, so is 78 from the Parkway. Can run you about another 20 minutes there. 280 is heavy both ways at Stickle Drawbridge. The approach in the East Orange off of eastbound 280 is busy. This whole 46 Route 3 combination is just jacked up. Eastbound 3 is heavy Bloomfield Avenue into Route 21. Both ways of 80 is heavy here out through Route 20. 208 is busy, just jammed out of Glenrock. Wyckoff, Glenrock, Hawthorne, Fairlawn. 17 is a mess, and especially heading south here this morning, getting past the Benedict Steiner. We got that big crash out here, probably closer towards Union Street or so. That's still being processed and worked on, so hopefully everyone is okay there. Floor is heavy here at Hackensack Avenue. Again, 8:07 is our time. Let's go to transit now. Check in there. We've got one delay on the Main and Bergen line. Let's see, 758 Hoboken arrivals at the 15 minutes late due to program track maintenance. Okay. Let's go to path now. I think it's just the Hackensack River testing. The test lifts. No, Journal Square a minute ago. Wow, we're fresh on that. Journal Square to 33rd delay, cruise report. Mechanical problems in a train at Journal Square. We apologize for the inconvenience. Journal Square 33rd, mechanical there at Journal Square. Let's go to the Hudson River crossings. I'm going to say the George is probably about 35 or so. The Lincoln is about an hour. About 35 at the George, coming down at the Lincoln slightly, but 50 to an hour and about 20 to 25 minutes at the Holland Tunnel. Bring in the incident page for New York City, see if anything is any major accidents. I don't see any. Nick and Maxim motor cars. So let's just stay in the Bronx. Just normal delays both ways in 3rd Avenue and the Cross Bronx. The Bruckner is heavy into the Hunts Point drawbridge, and then again coming out to the Willis Avenue area. The Deegan is jammed. Well, we're getting better coming out of Yonkers now, but passing the Mosholu all the way down to the Cross Bronx. Henry Hudson is busy off the Henry Hudson Bridge. The Bronx River Parkway is settling down. Just out by the Bronx Zoo is heavy. North on the Hutch is crowded. This is alternate volume from this 95 Bruckner mess getting out to Pelham Parkway. There was an accident there. It looks like that may be cleared. Upper Easts are the crossings themselves are in good shape, but then coming off the Whitestone Expressway both ways here through College Point. Flushing is busy. Grand Central is heavy at LaGuardia. Unfortunately, Mets, as we know, lost. They're out of the playoffs, 101 wins. Southbound on the FDR Drive here at the RFK is crowded. And then going north in the 50s up to the 60s and 70s up to 96th Street is heavy. Getting south of 34th is busy. The Rangers are playing their home opener. I think they're at home this evening against Tampa Bay Lightning at the Garden. Well, I'll check that in a minute. What's amazing, hockey's already started. So you got baseball, football, hockey, and then the NBA is starting their preseason. So this is the one time there's probably about a 2-week stretch towards the middle to end of October where you get all 4 of the major sports, if we're lucky, in New York are playing, but just the 4 sports in general, and MLS soccer too is still kicking around, literally. So we've got, 5 of the major sports all playing at the same time. Again, it's a rarity. Baseball is going to end the first week, end of October, first week of November. And football still obviously will get 3 major sports, but it's just that one rare kind of where the stars and the moon line up. LIE heavy here at through the fairgrounds both ways. Grand Central's heavy into the LIE. The Jackie Robinson is a mess both ways out through Forest Park Drive. Both the Grand Central through St. John's is busy. The Van Wyck is heavy getting into Hillside and Atlantic Avenues. The BQE getting south here. The Kosciuszko Bridge is crowded. Midtown Tunnels about a half an hour, 15 at the Ed Koch. Then the typical Bacchanal traffic coming off of Verrazano straight onto the Gowanus, all the way up to the Brooklyn Bridge. Belt Parkway, pockets of volume in the Bay, 8th Bay Parkway, west into Flatbush, then east here out by, I think there's something going on here. Go there. I think that's about 158th. Have that camera before Cross Bay Boulevard. That does for us. Yeah, this is eastbound. That's just jacked up in the Cross Bay. So there's an accident. There's got to be an accident right in here. Unfortunately, there used to be a camera here across Bay, but no avail. Wow, that's heavy. Oof, right through Pennsylvania Avenue. Look at that. Tuned up. Is it back to Flatbush yet? So uh Flatbush, Brooklyn Quartermain. Love that. Actually being substituted for a different actress. Oh no, we got the soap opera voice that comes in last Thursday, Friday. No, it was no show on Friday because the playoffs, but last Thursday for General Hospital saying the part of Brooklyn Quartermain is now temporarily being played by, I don't remember her name, but um let's see here. Let's go here. So yeah, that is just massive problem. Let's go to the Long Island incident page, which I think will take us into Johnny and the weather. What else we've got? Broken down vehicle, Southern State West, exit 25. Be in this locale here. It's normally heavy anyway, so adding a little bit of damage to the ride, and then heavy out through Hempstead, exits 18 into 22. Wantagh going north into 106 is jacked up. Uh, LIE beginning to recover a little bit here, getting out through exit 32. Lakeville Road and the Northern State is still fairly crowded around the passing the connector out through Searingtown Road. North on the Meadowbrook is busy getting up into the connector. Again, Wantagh is heavy into 106. I can feel like there's something going on there, but I don't think so. I think it's just a lot of heavy traffic back to the southern. 135, picking up more volume in Bethpage, out to Plainview. West, the LIE is heavy here at 135. Southern State heavy at 109 into 110. LIE is heavy here at Deer Park Avenue. Then west on the LIE is heavy here at Vets Highway. Sunrise Highway is crowded at the Oakdale Bohemia Merge, 347 North Shore, Long Island. We are good. So is Sunrise Highway, east and Hampton Bays, Southampton, Watermill. Bridgehampton, all the way out to East Hampton, is also quite busy. Mattatuck, Cutchogue, Southall, Greenport, Orient, 25 is moving fine. Let's go to Connecticut. And fairly busy still. Trumbull down into Westport. Let's go to the Connecticut incident page. Like maybe something's going on to the Merritt down by 35, but 84 Waterbury 2521, 84 Newtown on the shoulder 10 through 9. Delays 5247, 4441, 4137 there. 95 again our delay 8. Gotta be more than that. Oh, maybe not. No, that's about right. Right in here. 8 through 8. Yeah. 7 awfully busy as well, just north of the Merritt. And then 91 is all jacked up here, getting south. 95 for the Q Bridge. That's really busy. What was going on? See anything? Thing here at 8:15. So kind of just there's our delay here on 84. Still all banged up getting through Sandy Hook and Newtown out to exit 9 with that tractor trailer crash. All right, so 8:15 is our time. Let's go to the Weather Center and talk to John about the forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, Don. We have some issues with our recording equipment still today, so we're going to do this by phone. As we take a look at our headlines here this morning, we have a great start to the week on this Tuesday, but we do have some rain on the way for Thursday before temperatures cool down by the time we get into this weekend. So for this morning, there may be some patchy fog out there, but overall, it's a pretty decent start, and we have more sun on the way this afternoon and evening. That'll change going into Thursday. I'll talk about that later on. So for today, we have 71 for Sussex, Piscataway at around 72, 69 down in Atlantic City, 73 over in Camden, and as we go into New York, 70 degrees there, 66 for Islip, Milford, Connecticut at about 67, 70 over toward White Plains. For tonight's lows, we have temperatures in the 40s to around 50 degrees, 43 in Sussex, 46 in Trenton and Toms River at around 48. A little bit warmer there toward the shoreline at about 50 in Atlantic City and 55 in Wildwood. Islip at around 51, same for Milford. White Plains 49 and New York City at around 51. Tropics watch here, not much going on here, but in the southwest Gulf of Mexico, 10% chance for tropical cyclone formation over the next 5 days. Probably not going to happen, but just something to highlight. And that rain last week really put a dent in a lot of the drought for much of the region, especially in southern New Jersey. Went from a moderate drought down to just abnormally dry. Still looking at that severe drought, though, in central New Jersey for Middlesex and Monmouth County, as well as much of Long Island and up into northwestern Connecticut and the Hudson Valley as well. But the good news is we have more rain on the way later on this week, and I'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, Johnny. As always, great job there in the Weather Center. We'll get a last and final check of your forecast and the 7-day weather forecast coming up at 8:45. So we are sponsored this half hour by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. Head over to Ralph's website, cranfordvanillabeancreamery.com, for more information on the latest comings and goings of the flavors there for the Vanilla Bean Creamery. Again, 908-272-3000 is the phone number. And he has these wonderful fall flavors that are in full effect. So let me bring in that page. That's his Facebook page, as you do see it here this morning. The pumpkin spice, the Oreo pumpkin, apple cider donut, the cinnamon crumb. So just absolutely delicious stuff. Absolutely delicious stuff for your choosing for the fall flavors that are back. The pumpkin spice, Oreo pumpkin, apple cider donut, and the cinnamon crumb, which are just wonderful offerings here at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Just boy, that pumpkin spice is something else. It really is top shelf stuff. And the apple cider donut, again, brought that to a birthday party not too long ago. And wow, that was just absolutely tremendous. It was gone in minutes. So, again, we're on his Facebook page. Those are the new fall flavors, along with the wonderful birthday cakes that he has. Again, these are very popular. They sell out quite quickly. So, certainly get your order in as soon as you know when you need to have an all occasion cake. Ralph can specially make them. He can also make them with any of the flavors that are in the dipping case that he has on hand for that day, for that week. So theoretically, you could get a pound cake made with apple cider donut, pumpkin spice. Ooh, how good would that be, right? Ah. So definitely give Ralph a call. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. This is just some of the sandwich boards here that have some of some of the offerings that he has. Again, I took this earlier in the summer, so that's why the peach mango and the toasted coconut are up on the board there, but they are now retired for the season. So they will be back next year for the summertime flavors. And can you believe it's already October 11th? And Ralph's last day is usually going to be Christmas Eve. That's usually when he shuts down for the season, and then he comes back sometime in the around St. Patrick's Day, maybe a week or so after. So take some well-deserved rest. Winter months, but so wow, we're really about we're about 9 weeks away from season ending here for the Vanilla Bean Creamery. Wow, how quick did that go? But anyway, head over there now because they're open. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. Open I think I don't know whether I have to talk to him about the Mondays. He may have taken Monday. He may be closed on Mondays now, getting into the fall. But definitely Tuesday through Sunday. Tuesday through Thursday is 12 to 9, and then 12 to 10 Friday and Saturday, and then 12 to 9 as well on Sunday. So definitely give him a call. 908-272-3000 is the phone number, and check out his website, crimeforvanillabeancreamery.com. We thank Ralph for the sponsorship of the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right, let's get back to our action here this morning. And 287 is getting hit fairly hard here, heading east into White Plains, and that continues to be all the way across the Cuomo Tappan Zee Bridge back onto the thruway at interchange 13. Is a busy ride as we continue on over towards Rockland and Orange counties and 84. Same thing on Route 6. Go to the Beacon Bridge. That is good, but be aware that there is some fog. Just we're waiting that to burn itself off this morning. Go back to that camera very quickly. Yeah, it's slowly burning off the fog. Camera here. Yeah, it's getting a little bit better. So, the sun glare with a little bit of that fog doesn't make for some great visibility here at 823. So be careful this morning getting to the Beacon Bridge on a Tuesday morning. All right. We'll close out of the Facebook page, close out of the Belt at Flatbush. We want to go to the MTA now. Let that populate. Hang on one second. Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to shut the window fan off. And we've got, wow, there's a ton of delays here. Let's bring it down. Southbound ABC D trains running with delays after moved the train that had its brakes activated near 135th Street. Southbound A and D trains resume making the regular stops. Okay. NRW trains are running with delays after we addressed the door problem on a train at Times Square 42nd Street. Routes on the 4, southbound 4 running on the express track from Woodlawn to Kingsbridge Road while we address the signal malfunction at Bedford Park. A lot going on the subways this morning. We go to Long Island Railroad. That is good. We've got some delays here on the Port Jervis line. 758 Hoboken around 15 minutes to program track maintenance. Probably not the best time to do that. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with Metro North and Long Island Railroad. Go to the Hudson River crossings again. Dial them in. About 30 at the George, almost an hour at the Lincoln, and about 25 to 30 at the Holland Tunnel. And that's kind of normal for the most part, although that at Lincoln Tunnel, I'd certainly like to see it a little less than the hour mark, but hey, everyone is back. We are back in action this morning. Let's go back to New Jersey where we're getting hit hard pretty much all over the place. Broken down vehicle, Hudson County Extension, east of Grand Street in Jersey City. Left lane is blocked there on the approach to the Holland Tunnel. It's a vehicle off the roadway. Let's just see if the camera works. Got just don't understand why these cameras just don't work. I don't get that. And this is on the approach to the Holland, right? So that's just mixing in with the general traffic. We have 35 at Bangs Avenue, Neptune shut, 47 both ways at Park Avenue and Vineland. Look for that. Closed both ways with investigation. Um, 70 in Cherry Hill. Busy with a crash here at a Green Tree Road in Cherry Hill area. So look for that this morning. Let's see what else we can do. Let's go back to the maps. I guess we'll go back to New Jersey now, and we'll start in the north and work south. So 208 is busy out of Wyckoff into Franklin. Franklin. Fair Lawn, I should say. Both ways of 80 is busy getting west of Route 20, east on 46, east 23, out to the 46 split and merge, and Clifton is busy. So is the westbound side of Route 3. Parkway is just jacked up here through Essex County. What else is new? 145 and 153, really. Turnpike Eastern and Western spurs are actually pretty good until you get up to Route 46 heading north. Fairly crowded ride. So is both ways here out by 280 on the Western spur, a little bit heavy. 280 both ways here from the Parkway over to the Stickle Drawbridge is jammed. East on 78 is heavy into the Bay Extension. West, local lanes are heavy in Vauxhall. They continue west out by the Mall at Short Hills. 24 is crowded. More traffic here on eastbound 24 straight off of 287, which gets all the way back to exit 47. That's how bad that delay. That's probably going to run you about a half an hour or more. Both ways of 80 here at 280 is busy. East some Sun Glare getting into Fairfield. We go out to the Rockaway area, still very busy from 30 all the way out to about 38 or so. Denville, so is Route 10 out of Shungum over to Morris Plains. So there's just a ton of traffic everywhere. 206 getting south into Flanders. We're back in full force there. 80, Hope, Blairstown, 46 Hackettstown, 206. That's good. 287 through Morristown, starting to get busier now, getting north. 202 is going to be a crowded ride. You're out through the Morris Plains area into Route 10, out through Morristown this morning. North on 287, awfully busy as well, getting into, well, I'd say, where are we in Basking Ridge? This is past, was this exit 36 from Mount Airy Road. I remember my exits correctly. 6, yes. Mount Airy is busy. 78 is fine, pretty much the entire length, getting out to the Parkway. 287 is really getting jacked up here both ways into the bridge here by Somerset Patriots Ballpark, or TD Park. South of Route 28, both ways 287 is busy getting into Route 27 in Edison off of southbound 440. The Parkway is crowded here up through Colonia into Clark, 132 up through 136 and 7 up in Cranford. Turnpike still busy here. 12 all the way to 14. 19 in Elizabeth is crowded. Same thing in Linden this morning. The whole Route 9, 35 interchange, that's fairly busy in South Amboy. 18 at Edgeboro Road is crowded as we make our way on up and towards Route 1. Let's continue on down the shore, Parkway 35, 36, 71. We are fine. This half hour is going to be our last and final half hour is sponsored by Travels with Darley. Watch her program on PBS Great, Amazon Prime, Wonder Middle Eastern TV's Journey, and head to her website, darley-newman.com. Turnpike, we're fine through Middlesex and into Mercer County 29. A lot of volume there, getting up in towards the Trenton Tunnel. 295, we are good. Turnpike through Mount Holly is moving well, but then as you get down into Cherry Hill, Voorhees, we're still beginning to thin this out after the crash of the Walt Whitman, really screwed up traffic on a 42. We're still back south of 168. That's still going to run you about 20 minutes or more, getting up into 76, 295. Tons of traffic both ways here between exits about 33 or so, give or take. I always forget what the exit number is here at Route 70. I forgot about this. You zoom in, they don't give you the exit numbers. Stupid is that? 34. Okay. Turnpike looks like there's some construction or something here happening south of interchange 4. That 30 is busy, so is 168. 70 Cherry Hill looks like there may be an accident there, but the Ben Franklin is getting crushed because of all the alternate volume there. Now 19 northbound north of Elizabeth Avenue. Elizabeth, let's go there. Getting crushed there at the Ben Franklin because of the alternate volume from the Walt Whitman debacle, which has been cleared now. Work. Yeah, so that's going into the Elizabeth Viaduct. So it's just by East Jersey Street. Looking at that crash in the process of being cleared. Go back to the cameras. I doubt any of these will work, but 76, that's at the Walt Whitman. It's disappointing, quite frankly. Frankly, it's disappointing. It is disappointing. 30 at 76, 76. This would be the Ben Franklin. See it. Okay. So there we go in the Philadelphia suburbs. Just falling apart at the seams. Let's run down New Jersey Transit again. So we're on or close there. Let's go to Path. We had some earlier, Journal Square. Issues with some signal problems. Mechanical issues, I should say. Newark's World Trade Controls investigating sudden loss of power between Newark, Journal Square. That's not good. Journal Square 33rd is back, but now Newark World Trade. Sudden loss of power. That one up there. We may have to continue to follow that. That could be a big issue. Good. So no matching records in the city. So we will go to Staten Island Expressway. We are fine. A little crowded here, Bradley Avenue. Still, the belt is all banged up getting into Cross Bay with a crash there. As we continue on to the Gowanus, is a mess from the Verrazano through Industry City, all the way up into the Brooklyn Bridge. What else is new there? That's both ways here at the BQE. Battery Tunnel, looking at probably about 10 minutes or so. Williamsburg Bridge is heavy getting into Delancey Street. BQE southbound, south of the LIE. It's about 30 to 40 at the Midtown Tunnel. FDR Drive is just jacked up both ways from the 90s down through the 30s. Ed Koch is about 15. Grand Central is busy here at LaGuardia. LIE is busy here getting west into Boulevard. Both ways to the Van Wyck is heavy out through Hillside and Atlantic Avenues. We go to the Grand Central here at 188th Street. That is fairly crowded. Let's go on over to the Cross Island is busy from the southern straight up into the Grand Central. The Bell getting west here out at Sunrise Highway is heavy, then west getting out to the crash site, some rubbernecking into Cross Bay Boulevard. Take a look at the Cross Island is busy here out by Bayside Marina. The Whitestone Expressway, that's fairly busy as well, coming off the Whitestone Bridge. The bridges themselves seem to be fine. West on the Cross Bronx is heavy into Third Avenue. Southbound Bruckner is heavy getting onto the elevated section, but that's beginning to get better. The Deegan into Willis is busy. South on the FDR Drive looks like we have a crash here, getting south of the RFK. West side is heavy off the George. The eastbound side is heavy into Jerome Avenue. Henry Hudson is just jacked up, heading down all the way into the about 120 into the one teens or so. Southbound Thruway is crowded as well. The Deegan. Bronx River Parkway is eased up fairly nicely. The Bruckner extension going north into the uh, Thruway is busy. Just kind of regular stuff here this morning. Let's go to the southern. Let's go to Long Island. See what we've got going on. Southern State here, east at Nassau Road, left shoulder is out, and the southern east at Sandy Coast shoulder is down there with a incident. Go. Um, Slowly getting better here on the northern. Still some volume at the Wonton again. It's 8:38 now, and then west of the LI is heavy west of exit 40. Meadowbrook onto the westbound northern is busy. The southern, again, we're heavy here from Sunrise Highway on the Meadowbrook on up into the southern state. East on the southern is busy as you make your way out to the Meadowbrook. West on the southern is heavy here at Route 110. Crowded. LIE going west, basically from the Sandy Coast 53 all the way into 44. Northern State heavy here at Deer Park into 110. Then west on the LIE is heavy here at in area that's Highway 57, Sunrise Highway. At the merge is busy. Head out to the east end, Sunrise Highway, Hampton Bays, Southampton, Watermill, Bridgehampton. That is still fairly crowded. North Shore is still in good shape on 25, 25A, out towards Batatuck and Cutchogue. Let's go to Connecticut now. We've wrapped up Long Island for the morning. Go to the Connecticut incident page, see what we've got cooking here. General volume, per se. Meadowbrook, Merritt, up from about 50, 52 or so into about 41. Still busy. And then south of 40 over to 37. 95 is heavy in Fairfield and more traffic from 20 all the way down through about exit 8. Kind of a normal stuff. This Newtown crash is still really messing traffic up here through Sandy Hook into Newtown, out through exit 9. It's on the shoulder, but really just slammed here with traffic this morning. Then, just kind of a regular deal this morning. I mean, just not out of the ordinary, really. Hudson Valley, let's go there. We'll populate that up against. Still a little fog there at the Bear Mountain, Rip Van Winkle, and the Mid Hudson. Bridge hit, misplaced tractor trailer on the Hutch at 120A. That's King Street. What else is new there? Truckers can't figure that one out. I think there's some cameras there. I think they finally smartened up and put some cameras in that location to see how much damage can be done to that 120A bridge. Regular occurrence, unfortunately. Right there, right on the Connecticut King Street border. There. So that's going to be right in here at the border, right there. Somehow these truckers, they get on from either Lincoln Ave, 120, 684, and they don't realize that you can't do this because that's the reason why, right at the line. You know, why is because of that low bridge right there, literally at the Connecticut state line. If I'm not mistaken, that says Connecticut right there. It's Kings. I mean, 9 foot six. That's lower than a basketball hoop. This is only 11.9. No way. After all of these years, you would have thought that, again, I think it's because it's two different states. I think one side of King Street is Connecticut, the other side is New York, that they would collectively come together and raise this bridge up to, raise the whole road here. Just repair that, and then you'll never have to worry about truckers getting on and taking a piece. This bridge has been, if this, they should put a camera right on the bridge, because it's like if this bridge could talk, it would have a lot of stories to tell. Let's go to this side of it, etiquette side. Better, slightly higher, not by much. 7, still not going to help tractor trailer. Actually, the whole King Street Bridge may be in Connecticut. I Honestly, this bridge just looks like it actually looks like it was just redone in some capacity. So, oh, no, no. So, I doubt that they're going to redo that bridge again. Bucolic, country road is the Barrett and 120 in beautiful Westchester and Connecticut, and you're right on the state line where it turns in. But, anyhow, notorious for getting hit. Why? But I think I just told you why. I'm coming off of 684 and 120. Not even 120, not 120, 120 is a mess. Hutch, normal delays in Weaver, New England throughways fine. Cross County is settling down, but still some volume out by the Bronx River Parkway. East on 287 heavy into Elmsford, exits 1 through 5. Tappan Zee Bridge back to 13 across the bridge itself. Get over to the throughway here in Orange County. It's fine. Again, be careful of the fog here along 84. West on 84 into 684, that's busy. And then 684 getting south into Katona, it's slowly beginning to recover this morning. So, kind of normal stuff. We're kind of winding down the rush hour here in the Hudson Valley. 8:45 now is our time. Let's just take the comments here. Loretta Smith, what's this about? Snow? No. Anna just wanted to ask Johnny if there was a way you could bring in the winter map, just as maybe a general forecast of some capacity, just to see how much snow we're going to get. No, there's no snow in the forecast. Nope. Speaking of that, let's go to John in the
Good morning, Don, and to all of our viewers here on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We have another great day on the way for today, so let's get right into it. Highs today in the low and middle 70s inland, 71 over towards Sussex, 72 in Trenton, Camden at around 73, a little bit cooler down in Wildwood at around 66, Atlantic City at 69. We also have 66 over toward Islip on Long Island, Milford, Connecticut at about 67. For your overnight lows tonight, we have 43 in Sussex, 51 over toward New York City, 47 in Piscataway, Toms River at about 48, over toward Islip, Long Island at around 51, same for Milford, White Plains in the Hudson Valley area at around 49 degrees for your overnight low. As we take a look at the tropics, again, not much going on. Very low chance of formation over the next 5 days in the southwest Gulf of Mexico. Probably won't happen, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. I mentioned we have some more rain on the way later this week. That is not today, nor is it Wednesday, but the clouds will increase later Wednesday night. And as we go into Thursday, we do have some rain showers on the way. You can see them out in western Pennsylvania in the morning. They'll make their way through the region Thursday evening and Thursday night. So hopefully that'll put more of a dent in the drought conditions, but it probably won't add up to much in the way of rainfall. In the 6 to 10-day period starting today, we are looking for cooler than normal temperatures, and we'll get to that in your 7-day in just a minute. Right now, if you want to go apple picking later on this weekend, we're going to take a look at that outlook. Temperature is going to be around the mid and upper 70s, so all green apples there for that forecast. Plenty of sunshine as well. There's that rain on Thursday evening and Thursday night. We'll clear it out for Friday and the weekend with temperatures right around those middle and upper 70s, getting down into 60s, getting down into the low 60s for Monday. That is your forecast. Let's send it back over to Don Smith.
Thank you, Johnny, and good to see you back in the Weather Center. We'll see the weather watchers here on the Tri-States Traffic Show back tomorrow morning at 7:15. I love the apple picking slide, John. Outstanding. John just taking it to another level. Love it. All green apples there. And I'm sure they'll be changing to red very, very shortly. This half hour is sponsored by Travels at Darley, wonderful travel program on PBS Create, Amazon Prime, Wonder Motivation TV's Journey. Check that out. What sets her travel show apart from all the rest is that she really gets that local flavor. Finds a local tour guide, someone who lives in the destination 24/7 or the country or town, city. Really gives her that very, again, local flavor of what it's like to live there all the time. Shows you the best places to eat, drink, and lots of adventures, bike riding, horseback riding, rock climbing, all kinds of fun stuff. Travels with Darley in her 10th season. So the new season is going to drop early next year. In fact, this when we finish the show, I'm going to email her and just say hello and tell her that all the fans here love her program, and just find out maybe we can see when that new season is going to air. Again, it's on PBS Create, Amazon Prime, Wonder Innovation TV's Journey. If you are unfamiliar with Darley's show, let's show you a little brief clip of season 3 for Travels with Darley. Enjoy.
From driving one of the most famous highways in America,
get your kicks on Route 66.
to exploring uncharted natural places in Wyoming and Martinique.
In Rio de Janeiro, they have Copacabana. Los Angeles, they have Venice Beach. And Martinique, you have Les Salines.
And we came to the right place.
Exactly, yes.
The next season of Travels with Darley brings you the familiar and fascinating.
People ski here?
People do ski that amazingly.
They're like human clay.
Human clay.
Join me and charming local friends.
Great job. You're hired.
I could come intern here. And it all started right here
It
in
all
Ottawa.
started right here in little old Ottawa.
We welcomed Jerry Seinfeld and David Copperfield and Kenny Rogers and Jay Leno, and
A lot of talent has come through here. A lot of magic at this theater.
right where we're standing, the magic happened.
As we explore Wyoming, Illinois, the French Caribbean, and Hong Kong on a brand new season.
Cheers.
Cheers!
That's just a little sample of Travels with Darley and PBS Create, Amazon Prime, Ovation TV's Journey, and Wondrum. Check her program out here. Again, at different selected times. So please do check out Travels with Darley. We thank her for being a sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right, so 8:50 now is our time. Let's kind of wrap things up for the morning. We'll run down our incident pages as we're getting ready to wrap up here in 10 minutes time. Let's take a look now at New Jersey again. All kinds of issues here. Northbound 130, Bordentown, we got a lane down, 15 to 20 minutes there. Also, 87 South at Route 22, we got a left lane shut with a crash there. See if any of these cameras do work. I don't believe that they do. Our cameras there that should show us something if they're actually working. That is the southbound side there. Don't see anything. 28 now. It's not going to do us any good. So let's check out the 130 situation in Bordentown. Camera here at 295 for 130. Nice if it worked, but it doesn't. So let's go to the maps now. We still have the 35 closure there in Neptune, both ways at Bangs Avenue. 47 still shut in Vineland, Atlantis Avenue. So it's slowly settling down to a degree, but there's the 287 issues heading south of Route 22 and exit 14 both ways. Very busy, in fact. A crash heading south. The 130 issue is right in here. Just before 206, we got a crash there at Georgetown Road. It's also affecting 295, the exit ramp there. What is this exit? 57. That's a slow ride there on Route 130. Turnpike is good. 195 is fine. Ocean County Parkway 18, 35, 36. That's clear. Everything down the shore looks great. So does the AC Expressway. Again, 295 still banged up both ways in between exits about 31 down through about 20. The Aljo curve, 4255, still fairly busy. And, the Ben Franklin Bridge still has not recovered from the alternate volume from the Walt Whitman crash. That was about a half an hour ago. Surprised that still has not cleared up heading into downtown Philly. Really surprised at that. But that's what we're dealing with this morning. And again, just our normal volume here east on the belt. We still have this crash here. Go to the incident page. Let's just go to the New York incident page. I think it's easier to do it this way. Van Wyck going south at Hillside. There's a broken down vehicle. The Sprain, broken down vehicle there before 7. For Southern State, we know about that. Grand Central. There was an earlier crash east on the belt before Cross Bay. That's still there. And then again, just our general volume across the board through the city. Let's run down the Hudson River crossings again. Populate that. Really, the Lincoln Tunnel has been the thorn in our side, about 45 to an hour there, about 25 to a half at the Holland, about a half an hour at the George Washington Bridge. All right, so let's go to done with the traffic for oh, come on. Playoffs. Let's run down our baseball playoffs here. So Phillies have an afternoon affair. This is again because there's so many teams playing. They got to get these games in for some daytime baseball, which is wonderful to see. Let's just widen this up just a little bit. There we go. So we've got Phillies Braves here in Atlanta at a 107 start. Guardians at the stadium, 7:37 tonight. We've got, again, just a bacchanal of feast of baseball. Mariners, Astros in the afternoon affair there in Houston. And then the the nightcap is going to be in LA against the Padres for a 9:37 Eastern start. So I'm sure the Dodgers were extremely happy about the Padres beating the Mets. First of all, the Mets, in some regards, probably a better team paper, but certainly not on the field. Didn't show it. And that last game was a disaster. But just travel wise, that they don't have, that the Dodgers don't have to come all the way across the country. That down to San Diego from LA is only about probably an hour flight at best, if they even travel. They may even drive. So that is certainly a definitely something to be thankful for. And then tomorrow we've got the Phillies Braves in another afternoon affair. So playing a lot of afternoon baseball in Atlanta. And then tomorrow is Padres Dodgers at 8:37. Yeah. 4:35 start. And then Yankees Guardians, they take Wednesday off. Why would they take Wednesday off? Got to be a TV thing. Phillies Braves game 2 tomorrow afternoon. Padres Dodgers again 8:37. Looks like the American League takes the day off on Wednesday. Not sure why. Just baseball straight on through to the other side, as the Doors said. And then the Yankees are going to be in Cleveland for the weekend. Again, this is a best of 5 series. It's not 7, it's 5. So schedule. I believe this evening is the opening, at the Garden. There it is. 7:30 tonight. So it's opening night for the NHL. And you're going to wrap it up with the late night affair in LA, Vegas against the Kings. Let's just see. I believe that. I don't think that's preseason. I believe that this is the home opener. So it begins Story to Watch with the NHL season starting in North America on Tuesday. Yes, they do. So hopefully the Rangers will pick up where they left off from last season. They had a great season, and they are facing the Tampa Bay Lightning. Very, formidable opponent as always. I don't believe that the season started. And then, then we got college basketball coming up too in about 2 weeks. The Midnight Madness, I don't even think they even do that anymore, but this is still all preseason action. So, yes, that's what we're dealing with there. Let's go to the shameless plug for us at the Tri-State Traffic Show. Please pass along to all your friends, like and subscribe. The Tri-State Traffic Show. We're at 113. Again, we are going for 200 subscribers in 200 episodes. Please, if you can, pass it along to all your friends. To subscribe to the YouTube channel helps John and myself out here in the traffic center as well as the weather center. We're going again for 200 subscribers in 200 days. Let's do it. We're at episode 110, 200 episodes, I should say, 110. So let's try to accelerate those numbers, please. Just pass it along to all your friends and like and subscribe to Tri-State Traffic Show. Same thing on Facebook, which will certainly help us out in the traffic center. All right, so let's do this. Put me back on camera. Let me come back here, brighten that up a little bit. We thank you so much for joining us here for this 2 hours of fun. Unfortunately, it wasn't 2 hours of fun on the roadways this morning. Definitely back to a regular morning commute here on the Tuesday after the holiday. So again, just be careful out there. Get out and enjoy this wonderful weather, as John had said. We want to thank John and the team over at the Weather Watchers, our chief meteorologist in training. We want to thank Loretta, Connor, and Anna for joining us in the chat room on a Tuesday, as well as Travels with Darley. Same thing with Creme Vanilla Bean Creamery. Also, the Shaved Cave and Maxim Motor Cars. So we thank all of our sponsors, as always, for help here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. We certainly thank you all for watching. Again, please like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. A whole lot to all of us here, putting a lot of hard work into this show for you. So please go ahead and like and subscribe. It'd be wonderful. So again, have a terrific Tuesday. Drive safely, and we'll see you tomorrow, everybody.